But right now, I'm just tooting around in the garden, getting little jobs done here and there. I'm standing under this arbor of Wisteria here, and as you can see, it's still loaded down with these seed pods. These have been dangling off of this vine all season long. They were originally kind of a purple velvet color on the outside. They still got that velvet feel to them, but they're more of a brown gray now. But one of the things I'll be doing today is harvesting these pods, and I'll crack one of these open. We'll take a look at the seed. The plant itself is very easy to grow from seed. But first I'm going to go ahead and finish mulching this little garden plot over here. This was an eggplant patch, no longer producing. And so I'm just going to cover it on up with the wood chips, not even going to pull the plant out. Now I did stick in some cuttings of longevity spinach in here as well. You can see where this one took, so I'm going to be sure not to cover that up. But really, what I'm just doing is simplifying the process. This is all the work I'll be doing on this garden bed. Come next spring, I'll scrape back some of that top layer of wood chips and plant right into it. Not concerned about any remaining plant material. It'll eventually break down and decompose and add to the soil profile. So that bed's done. So I can see about a dozen or so of these chayote squash further developing. It's looking good that we might get a nice mature harvest from this vine. And we've been getting down to the low 40s at night. And this plant is appreciating that colder climate, and that's what's helping it move forward with the fruiting. So I've done quite a bit of pruning out here. You can see this is about the shape and size I am aiming to keep my trees. We've got a lot of side branching and bud growth happening. So I've got this tree pruned to about 6.5 feet tall, and it will shoot up another 3 to 4 feet in the growing season. So I can manage that new growth, or I can let it go. It's really up to my preference and how everything blends together in the design. This dwarf fruit tree here, which is a Babcock white peach, I pruned down to about 5 feet tall. This tree has gotten a slow start, but things are looking promising for next year. We've got a lot of new growth, a lot of budding happening. Got that beautiful purple tinge showing up now in the longevity spinach with these cooler nights we're having. Over here I've got 5 of the ashwagandha plants that I left in the ground. I cut it back to about a foot above the ground, just right above where I saw there was still green growth occurring. And you can see how this plant is still surviving well and flushing out new growth. There's another one over there, another one over there. So as of right now, it's looking pretty promising that these plants should be able to survive, and even if they die back, spring back to life next year, making these a perennial here in Zone 9B. So stay tuned, I'll be updating you on that. Still been going to town harvesting these kumquats. This tree here is only 4.5, maybe 5 feet tall. Just a gorgeous, edible, ornamental plant. In fact, all the citrus, which are evergreen, are doing well with this colder weather. This is an orange tree here. Lemongrass still doing good. Cardoon's coming back strong. You can see we still got a bunch of yacon growing on the edge of this hugelkultur. Got some merit collards there, more longevity spinach. And check this out. This monster of a tree kale plant, which is unique to this garden, that I've been propagating, is just doing absolutely fantastic. I've done no fertilizing to this plant, just harvesting, taking cuttings, and propagating it out now. And I'm interested in knowing how many of you guys would be interested in growing one of these plants yourself. If you are interested, I'd appreciate it if you just shoot a comment below letting me know. That's going to give me even more motivation to get these plants propagated and in your hands. So I appreciate that. So let's harvest some of these wisteria pods. And I'm going to crack one of these open for you. We'll take a look at the seed. So that's what the seed looks like. It's actually quite beautiful. It's a flat disc of a seed. You can just plant this in some potting mix, put it right in the garden, and have yourself a wisteria vine. So that one pod yielded 5 seeds. And you could save these to plant them later or plant them straight away. The chickens have been quite mellow lately, very quiet. I threw them over a little treat today, some steamed white rice left over from our meal. And you can see this mound over here. I've also been kind of leveling out different areas in the garden, throwing weeds over into their chicken run. And through the winter I'll allow them to scratch through that, pick out the seeds, allow the weeds to break down, at which point I'll sift it out and have some great garden soil. And if you can't tell, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today. That's okay, but I'm going to up my intake of echinacea tincture. And also, I'm looking forward to trying out some of that fire cider I put together 3 weeks ago. I uploaded that recipe over at my other channel, Plant Based Eats. If you want to check that out, I'll put a link below this video. So that's going to do it for today, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great weekend. I'll be talking to you again soon. Take care.